Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about 5 business mistakes that every videographer makes. Let's do it. All right, so if you are a commercial videographer, commercial filmmaker, you're trying to get commercial clients in your business, then this video is for you. And today I'm going to be breaking down 5 mistakes that I see videographers making all the time. And if you fix these 5 mistakes, you'll be able to not only get more clients, but also charge higher prices for your work. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, before we jump into it, if you haven't yet, make sure you check out my free training where I go in depth into the business side of filmmaking. If you're a filmmaker that wants to learn business, wants to get better at business, at sales and marketing, and actually getting high-paying clients into your business, you absolutely have to check out this training. It's like 40 minutes long. I go in depth into the 3 phases of growing a video production company and everything you need to know to be successful as a filmmaker. It's totally free, 100% free, and I'm not even selling anything at the end of it. You can just go watch it. It's just out there on the internet for you to watch. So the link is down in the description below. Go check that out after you watch this video, and you guys are going to love it. So let's jump right into it. Mistake number 1 is that videographers charge too little. Now, I know what it's like when you're starting out as a videographer, and certainly I was like this when I was getting started. I did a lot of work for free. I did a lot of work for cheap as I was kind of developing my craft and getting better and better at it. And you kind of have to go through that period for a while you're doing work for free, while you're, just kind of charging low prices, while you're still kind of developing your craft. You're still kind of getting good at this, right? But that's not really what I'm talking about, because I see a lot of videographers out there that are actually really good at what they do and could be charging a lot more, but that are still charging too little for their work. So a lot of videographers are charging maybe like a few $100 or maybe even $1,000 for a video, when I've seen work out there that is not as good as yours, but that people are charging $10,000 for video. And the reason why you should charge higher prices for your work is this. If you're charging $1,000 per video, let's say, and you want to make 6 figures in a year, so $100,000 in a year, you're going to have to do 100 videos and get 100 clients in order to make that happen. Now, for me, I know people that do that, and that just sounds miserable, honestly. The editing backlog, doing 2 shoots a week, like always being busy, not having time for your lifestyle or your family or whatever is important to you. I just don't think that's the way to go. So that's going to take 100 clients in a year to get there at $1,000. Now, look at it this way. If you were to start charging $10,000 per video, now you only have to get 10 clients per year in order to make the same amount of money. And which do you think is easier, getting 10 clients or getting 100 clients? 10, right? And we could take this even a step further. And let's say you started charging $100,000 per video. Well, now you only have to get 1 video per year in order to make the same amount of money. So is it easier to get 1 client, or is it easier to get 100 clients? 1, right? Now, I know what you're thinking, like, well, if I charge that much, then it's going to be harder to get clients, and because they won't be willing to pay me that much, and they're cheap. And I've heard it all before. I totally understand. But I want to tell you right now, regardless of the price, it is easier to get 1 client than it is to get 100 clients. And you'd be surprised at what you're able to do. So when it comes to charging properly for your work, I'm not talking about just charging drastic amounts of money for a video just because you can charge a lot of money. What I'm talking about really is getting paid what you're worth. If you're able to produce a really high quality video and it gets a business result, it helps them in their business, it helps them with their marketing and their sales goals, and does what it needs to do, your work is probably worth way more than you think it is. And the reason that most videographers don't charge more is not because their work isn't good. It's not because it's not helpful for their clients. And it's also not because their clients aren't willing to pay it. It's all in here. It's because their mindset and their confidence isn't at the level that allows them to charge more. So focus on learning how to charge more, increasing your confidence, understanding the value of your work, and you will make a lot more money per video by charging more. Mistake number 2 is that they don't have a clear niche. Now, what I see a lot of videographers doing out there is just going out and offering every kind of service that they can possibly think of to all of their clients, to anybody and everybody, because they don't know how to niche down. So you see a lot of portfolios that have, they've got their wedding videos and they've got their real estate videos and then their commercials and promos. And then it goes even further and they're like, well, I can do photography as well. And I also do graphic design. And you know what? Let me do your taxes while I'm at it, right? So you see this a lot with a lot of videographers. And what they don't realize is that they're actually doing themselves a disservice by doing that. So with my coaching clients and my students, I'm teaching all the time for them to niche down, figure out what specific niche they want to be a specialist in, and really dominate that niche, because it's one of the most powerful things you can do in your business. So I understand why people have kind of this negative reaction towards niching down. A lot of videographers are like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go into a specific niche, because they have a tendency to think that, well, if I offer more services to more different types of businesses, different types of clients, then I'm opening myself up to more people. And if I niche down into a very specific niche, then I'm closing myself off from all of that work and only opening myself up to this type of work. Well, I actually look at it the opposite, because I believe that if your sales message is so broad and you're speaking to everyone, then you're speaking to no one. The reality is that all of those clients are looking at you as a service provider, as a business opportunity, and they're seeing you as a kind of fit in every single scenario. So in reality, when they don't see you as like the perfect exact fit for them, they're going to be more likely to go somewhere else. And so when you niche down into one specific niche, you're not closing yourself off from all of those clients. In fact, what you're doing right now by being broad is you're closing yourself off from all those clients. And by niching down, you are now finally opening yourself up to that segment of the market. This is going to make them way more likely to want to work with you and to pay you high prices. For example, if you had a knee injury, let's say you were a soccer player and you hurt your knee and you needed to get it fixed, and you had two options. You could go to like a general practitioner, doctor, or you could go to a knee surgeon. Which one would you go to? Yeah, more likely you would go to the knee surgeon, right? And not only more likely would you go to them, but you would also be a lot more likely to pay them a lot more money to fix your problem. And that's because they're a specialist in that situation. Now let's take it a step further. Let's say you're a soccer player and you hurt your knee and you have two options of who you can go to. And one is the general surgeon, and one is a specific knee surgeon that focuses on soccer injuries. Which one are you going to go to? You're going to go to the soccer one, right? And you're also going to pay them a lot more money. So this is one of the biggest keys that you'll have in your business that will allow you to get more clients, actually, not less, but more clients, and also allow you to charge much higher prices for your work. Number 3 mistake that videographers make is that they talk about filmmaking too much. Now, I know what you're wondering, filmmaking, like why? Well, of course we talk about filmmaking. We're artists, we're cinematographers, we're filmmakers. We love talking about filmmaking, and we love hanging out with our filmmaker friends and talking about filmmaking and behind the scenes and movies and all that kind of stuff. That's totally fine. But what I'm talking about here is when you're talking to your clients. So the mistake that I see a lot of videographers doing is that they go into a client meeting, either on the phone or in person. They're talking to this client, and when the client asks them what they can do, or the videographer is explaining what they're able to do for the client, they're talking about, we're going to make this amazing video, and it's going to have this lighting and composition, and the camera movement will be incredible, and we'll get a drone, and we'll add all this stuff, and we'll make it amazing. It's going to be the most amazing video you've ever seen in your entire life. And while that's good for your clients to be confident in your skills as a videographer, ultimately when a business is hiring you for a video, what they're looking for is not actually a video. In fact, they're not even hiring you for a video. What the business wants is something, a marketing piece or a marketing collateral that they can use to create a business result. So what they're looking for is somebody to help them with their marketing and their sales goals, helping them to increase their revenue or increase their customer base, increase their brand loyalty or brand awareness. Those are the kind of things that businesses are looking for, not necessarily a video. The video actually is just a vehicle for them to get those results. So rather than going into a meeting with your clients and talking about the lighting and the cinematography and everything and how amazing it's going to be, instead change the conversation and start talking about their marketing goals. and their sales goals and what they're trying to accomplish as a business. If you start asking them questions about what do you want this video to achieve and how can we help you plug into your marketing machine to help you grow your business, if you start asking those questions and talking in your customers' terms, they will be way more likely to hire you and to want to work with you over and over and over again, and they will be way more likely to be willing to pay you high prices when you quote them. All right, mistake number 4 that videographers make is that they network with the wrong people. So what I see a lot of videographers doing is that they're online in the Facebook groups and the subreddits and watching the Instagram pages with filmmakers. Now again, like we talked about in the last point, filmmakers like to talk about filmmaking. We like to hang out with other filmmakers. We like to talk about cinematography and get together. But the problem is what I see videographers doing is that they're spending all of their time hanging out, watching the Instagram pages that are around filmmaking, or the Facebook groups, or the subreddits, or the clubhouse rooms, or whatever it is around filmmaking, going to the filmmaking conferences and only networking with filmmakers. Now, there's nothing wrong with networking with filmmakers. Of course, you want to build relationships with people that you can collaborate with. That could be like a grip or a DP or a director on your next shoot. There's always that opportunity, and so it's a smart idea to be doing some of that. But when it comes to getting business as a filmmaker, it's not going to help you. Where you should be networking is where your target client is. So by now you should know who your niche is, who are you actually targeting as a filmmaker, and then from there you want to find out where that niche is congregating, whether it's in person or online. So are there events that they go to? Are there networking meetings that they go to? Where are they going to lunch? Are there forums that they get on online? Are there subreddits that they're in? Are they on Instagram? Are they in Facebook groups? Are they in clubhouse rooms? Where are they at? Where do they get together? And you can actually do this in interviews with them when you're talking to your clients and you're doing market research. Ask them, where do you hang out online? Where do people like you get together and talk about your craft? Okay, what you do, the marketing of your specific business. So find out where these business people are hanging out, and then you go and be a part of that group. You need to be networking with the business owners and becoming one of them. You should not consider yourself in the business realm a filmmaker anymore. You should consider yourself a marketing consultant, essentially, for your specific niche, and be in that niche networking and becoming one of them so that you can pull clients out of that market. All right, and number 5, the last mistake that videographers make, last but not least, but definitely not least, because this honestly probably should be number 1. This is one of the most important. The number 5 mistake that videographers make is that they don't have a coach. Now, before you go crazy, you think like, well, obviously, Eric, you're saying that because you coach filmmakers and you have mentorship programs and online courses. Yes, I do. I have online courses. I have mentorship programs. I will help you to reach your goals as a filmmaker. However, it doesn't have to be me. And in a lot of cases, it probably isn't me, because different people are going to want to work with different coaches. And so I totally understand that. If you vibe with me and you want to learn from me, then I have opportunities for you to do that if you're a good fit. If not, that's totally fine. However, you should not, as a videographer, make the cardinal sin of not having a coach. In fact, whether you're a videographer or a filmmaker or another type of creative or any type of business owner, you'd be crazy to try to build a business without having someone to coach you. Entrepreneurship is hard. Building a business is hard. There's a reason why most people in the world don't do it. And you are, as a commercial videographer, you are embarking on a journey that most people in the world, frankly, don't care to do, because it's hard. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And so having somebody to guide you along the process is probably the biggest shortcut I could possibly share with you from a business standpoint. Now, can you learn to do this on your own? Absolutely. You can spend years out of your life watching YouTube videos, Googling stuff, even taking online courses, and you can go through the videos, you can watch them, you can start learning, and you can start gaining knowledge about how to run a business and get better and better at it over time. But if there's somebody out there who has done what you want to do, and they're willing to show you how to do it and teach you how to do it, why would you not pay any amount of money to have them show you exactly what steps to follow in order to get exactly where you want to go? We live in an amazing world right now where the education industry has been completely turned on its head. You don't have to go to film school anymore. In fact, you don't even have to go to college anymore to learn what you need to know in order to be successful in a business. There are tons of resources out there, free resources like YouTube videos, like stuff on Google, on online courses, mentorship programs. There's people out there that are willing to coach you and show you how to do what they've already done with their businesses. And so you can just pay them to teach you how to do it rather than spending tons of your time trying to learn it on your own and taking the slow, painful path to getting there. So there you go. Once again, there's 5 business mistakes that I see videographers making all the time. I promise if you can fix these 5 things, you will see a drastic shift in how your business operates. Now, once again, if you want to learn more from me about how to run your business and actually go through the 3 phases of growing a video production company, I have a free training down below. It's completely free. It's like 40 minutes long. I go in depth into the entire process and teach you exactly how to do it. So go check out the link down below. All you have to do is put in your email address and I'll give you the training for free. Check it out. I'm sure that you're gonna love it. If you have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to post them down below. I love interacting with you guys in the chat. If not, we'll see you on the next video next week.